Hi everyone, I'm super excited to be presenting my case study to you today. My case study is on Puerto Rico, an island in the Caribbean that I hold really close to my heart because I was born and raised there, and I recently moved to Florida not recently, but about 3 years ago. And this picture right here is me and my sister in front of the beach. We actually had a lot of fun that day. It was hot but very breezy, and that's how it is in Puerto Rico most of the time. It's very hot, but it's actually very breezy most of the time because it's an island, so it's a very small island, and we are surrounded completely by water, so we can find the beach in any of the sides of the island, and it's really amazing. You always have breeze everywhere. And I'm super excited to be presenting my case study to you today. So first things first, I would like to give you an outline of my presentation. My presentation will cover an overview of the island with some background information like the language, the governor, and how tourism works. Uh, I will also include some little details here and there about my personal experiences if I have any relating to what I talk about. I will also give you more information on how Puerto Rico is to this day, this in the 21st century in general. Once I do that, I will get into the topics, which are politics, the economy, the religious landscape. After the religious landscape, I will discuss some traditions, including food, which is loved by many of the people that go there. And personally, it's one of the things I miss the most, other than the beach and my family, because I still have a lot of my family living there. After that, I would conclude my presentation. The overview of the island will include the official language, the ethnic composition and population data, the geographic location, which is the Caribbean, of course. I will explain a little bit more about it. I will include the capital city and the population in that discussion, and I will talk a little bit about when the Spaniards came and found the island that was already full of Indians or natives that were called Tainos. After this, I will discuss a little bit about U.S. relations, such as when the United States claimed Puerto Rico from Spain, and I will talk a little bit about the war that occurred for that to happen. After that, I will discuss politics. That would be including the government system, the type of government, the current governor, and the U.S. relations, including some history. After that, I will discuss the economy. The economy will include some of the struggles that happened after Hurricane Maria. The island was in big trouble before the island in terms of having a big debt that they couldn't pay off. After the hurricane, the debt grew or multiplied by a lot of money. So I will be discussing a little bit about that. I will discuss a little about economic relations with the United States. I will also discuss the current GDP and mention some data about the economy in terms of depth, some numbers. After that, I will be discussing the most prominent religions in the island. I have seen this firsthand. My grandparents are Roman Catholics, and this is definitely the most prominent religion in the island. This is very common practice for Puerto Rican families to go on church on Sundays and have dinner after, or maybe have some brunch. After that, I will be talking a little bit about the historical background of religion and why most of the island is Catholic. I will also be discussing some religious festivals and religious practices. I will talk about education next. Education is definitely struggling at the moment in Puerto Rico. It is going through some hard times. Many schools closed after Maria, Other than being devastated by the hurricane and flooded and trees falling everywhere in schools, they are also short on money, so they can't afford paying for bettering the school or even keeping it open. So many schools have closed lately. I will also be talking about the quality and general overview of education. And lastly, I will talk about Julia Kelleher, which is the current Secretary of Education in Puerto Rico. Many people have had trouble with her just because she hasn't lived in the island and she's not Puerto Rican, she's from the US, she was sent there, and she's basically controlling the education. But people think she's not doing her best job just because she doesn't know the story behind being Puerto Rican, and she isn't a Puerto Rican. So people don't really like her, and she has been a very controversial person lately. After discussing a little bit about the education in the island and how it is struggling, I will be concluding my presentation, and I will discuss some future overviews for the island and just give a closing statement. Also, in terms of the previous slides, I will be adding hopefully some videos, very short videos that will demonstrate a little bit more about what I'm saying, and hopefully it'll be clearer. People will have a clearer understanding about the island. Thank you very much. These are my references.